It pays pretty good, guys. It pays pretty damn good. Let me give you an example. I picked up an order from Hungry Jack's, right? And you probably won't even believe this. It was 2 bags of Hungry Jack's, and I delivered one to one house and another to another house. It didn't take long at all. Every % of battery you use, you make about $1. And it's like that Ghostbusters thing, like, we got one, Ghostbusters, you know, like you hear this thing from like the next street. The other day, guys, I had this delivery and the lady left a note saying, don't knock, children are sleeping. So, you know, I went there all quiet, stealth, and left the food all quietly. And this thing started ringing like freaking crazy. It's so loud. It goes to max volume by default, like it's in the Uber app. So they make sure you can hear it, but they don't expect you to have it connected to this loudspeaker, right? And it was so loud, and I was like, dude, she said don't make noise. And I didn't have time to like get my phone out and like freaking shut it off or something. So I just started running. What's up, guys? Nearly spilled my drink. I'm so sorry. It's been 8 or 9 days, I believe. And I got a lot of stuff to talk about, guys. A lot of stuff has happened in the last 8 or 9 days. It's a stinking hot day too. Look, you can see the sun just there, see? Look, I'll block it. See that? That's called an eclipse. You don't see those every day. But yeah, I'm at work right now, believe it or not. I'm at work. A lot of you would know what I'm talking about, like where I'm at. See, that's I was gonna say that's my main player, but it's not. It's this. And guys, how crazy is this? Look, that's the main vein. And look at this. Right? My bag is like 3 times the size of my vehicle. Crazy. And you will not believe how good this thing is, guys. This thing is amazing. Like, I'll explain it throughout this video. But it has surprised me just how good a wheel can be for driving long distances. I said, if you remember I think it was the last video, where I was signing up to Uber Eats, and I said that I was going to use my van mostly because I was going to be sent on these long trips. And I didn't tell you something, guys. I didn't tell you something. It's kind of interesting. This isn't my first rodeo. I've done this Uber thing before on a skateboard, on an electric skateboard. And I reckon I made about $1,200, but I was signed up as a bicycle. And I was going too fast for a bicycle apparently, even though I only had a top speed of 40 k's an hour. And lots of cyclists can go that fast. Yet I got banned for going too fast. This was a long time ago. I think it was like 2 years, I would say. They fired me. No, they didn't fire me. They said, you're banned from Uber bicycle, and now you have to drive as a car if you want to continue. So I quit. Because this was years ago, right? Before I even knew about EUCs. Or not before I knew about them. Before I knew how good they were. You know, I had no idea. I was riding this electric skateboard thing and I thought it was the best. And it just couldn't handle these long trips. Like me thinking, like back then when I thought, damn, if I have to do car trips, this is just, you know, it's impossible on a skateboard. And I don't want to do this job in a car. Man, it's gonna like, just earlier today, for example, I had to pick up food from a giant shopping mall. And the car park was full, like a giant car park, like half a mile long. Or a quarter mile or something, just gigantic thing. If you did that in a car, you'd have to park a quarter mile away, then walk all the way to the entrance, like a quarter mile to the entrance, and then go up like 2 levels and then find the food, you know, inside the food court, pick up the food, then walk a 1/4 mile back to your car. I mean, it's insane just even thinking about it. With a wheel, you go straight in, just bang, like it cuts your trip in half. And stay around, like I'm gonna tell you some numbers soon. And I'm gonna try and do this video quick and concise. I don't want to have to edit this. It's just too much work. And that's, guys, this, like, I've been addicted to working this Uber Eats. Every day you can make 200 bucks every day just riding. And it's, you know what, it's more fun doing deliveries on a wheel than just riding aimlessly. It brings me on to something, like I said, you never get bored of an EUC. Remember I said that? Like, you get bored of most things, but EUCs are like one thing you don't. But I was kind of wrong, guys. I actually started getting a little bit bored. You know, I was doing these long trips to the beach every day almost. And I got to this point where I was like, dude, I can't be bothered just doing these long rides, you know, like, I just got bored of it. It lasted like 2 weeks of these super long rides, and I was like, dude, that's enough. Now, I'm riding that distance every day, but working and getting paid for it. And it's awesome. It's more fun. It's like a mission. Like, you got your phone and you got the map. It's like playing GTA or something, but with better graphics, better feedback. And guys, this is pretty crazy. My last delivery, right? What I've been doing, I've been waiting for an opportunity to sit down, just like I'm here right now, and make a video. And I kept getting these orders. Like, I would sit down and be like, all right, let's make the video now. And then bring, bring, and it rings. It's like, you got a delivery. All right, you can reject them. You can just say, nah, screw this, and just go offline and just quit for the day. Come back whenever you want. That's the awesome thing about this job too, guys. But I don't like rejecting them. When I get a job, I always take it, because you don't get them constantly. It's not like you get job after job after job. Sometimes you get it like lots in a row, but a lot of the time you just don't get anything. And that's kind of the cool thing about it too, because you're just chilling, right? I'm at work right now. I'm in a park. It's Christmas Eve, by the way. It's the 24th, so you know this is like a live, not live, but it's a recent video. I'm gonna upload it straight away. Christmas Eve. And I'll give you a couple of spoilers, right? My next video is gonna be more about like picking up where I left off in the last video. Remember the last video was where I just signed up to Uber. I was like, oh, I got accepted to the, I got signed up, and I was really happy. So the next one is going to be like the thing after that, which was my first delivery, right? The next video is going to be my first delivery, and lots of stuff, guys. I got stopped by a security guard in one of the malls. The same guy that was in my last video. Remember I did that little rhyme? That same guy stopped me while I was picking up food for Uber. He was like, oh, you got to leave your thing outside. And I had my doctor's note on me, guys, and I showed it to him, and I owned him. He got owned. I got a video of it too. I won't show it in this one. It'll be in probably the one after the next. It's pretty cool. I put my phone down and like had a perfect shot of the scene. Me and him standing like together, and him getting owned. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say about this. So on my very last delivery, like I said, I kept waiting for this opportunity, and I wanted to get a mango shake, right? And then come here. But I kept getting delivery after delivery, and then I finally got this delivery, which was at the very location where I buy these, and where I was planning to buy this. And I picked up, guess what it was? It was just like a little packet of Skittles, and I dropped it off like 3 streets away. It was ridiculous. But I got paid for it, and I managed to pick this up, and then I went offline. See, like, I'll show you if you can see. See, Uber. See, it says you're offline. You're offline. If I want, just press go and I'm online. Look, I'll do it now. See, hear that? It's coming through the 16X. Look, I'll do it. I'll go offline again. Can you hear that? See, that's online and then offline again. It's connected to my wheel. This is an awesome thing I just discovered, guys. Because, you know, I've got the smartwatch. It's like the Ticris Max S. And you always see me wearing that thing, don't you? Oh, sorry, just before I continue, that's all my gear. And I'm going to show you this in a sec. And it's stinking hot today. But I'm going to show you that, like, why I think that is the most awesome gear. But just wait, I'll talk about that in a sec. I forgot what I was freaking saying, guys. This is too delicious. Man, what was I saying? That's right, the watch. I was talking about the watch. So you always saw me wearing that watch, right? But now I don't even have it with me. I just leave it at home. I don't even use it really. I might use it again if I go on just a pure leisure ride. But while I'm doing this Uber stuff, I've found that it's better to leave the watch at home. Why? Because what I was doing when I first started doing these deliveries, I had my watch with me and I had my phone. And my watch was connected to the wheel through, you know, Bluetooth. So I could play music through it and all that. And I could, like, you know, use EUC World, look at the speed, voltage, all that stuff. But the phone wasn't connected to the wheel, right? So, like, say when I got a job, it would ring, it would make that sound, like alerting you that you've got a delivery. And you'd have to, like, kind of be going slow. If the wind noise was too much, I couldn't hear my phone, right? Unless it was, like, out here. Then I found that if I just connect my phone to the wheel, it comes through this wheel so freaking loud. It's like a PA system or something. Like, you hear this thing from anywhere. So I'm at home, I could have this connected to the wheel and it's like that Ghostbusters thing, like, we got one, Ghostbusters, you know, like you hear this thing from like the next street. It's kind of crazy though. The other day, guys, I had this delivery and the lady left a note saying, please don't knock, children are sleeping or a baby's sleeping. So, you know, I went there all quiet, stealth, and left the food all quietly. And this thing started ringing like freaking crazy. It's so loud. It goes to max volume by default, like it's in the Uber app. So they make sure you can hear it, but they don't expect you to have it connected to this loudspeaker, right? And it was so loud, and I was like, dude, she said don't make noise. And I didn't have time to like get my phone out and like freaking shut it off or something. So I just started running. I ran off like halfway down the street and then got my phone out and shut it off, right? So it was like, in that moment, I was like, dude, what do I do? What do I do? You know, if that noise goes on for even 2 more seconds, I'm like dead, you know? It was fucked. Since then, I learned that, yeah, it's not, you know, it's got its pros and cons, but it's awesome. Also for the GPS, right? You could do this anytime, like, connect your phone to your wheel and then use GPS, and you're riding this freaking thing that's talking to you like, turn left at the next street. It's so cool. It's like so high tech. People look at it and like, what? That thing's talking and he's riding it. You know, I love these things, guys. I love them. And look, I take pride in my work, by the way. See this bag? I've had this for a while. I was using this back on those skateboard deliveries I talked about. right? Don't go away, guys. I got some more stuff to talk about regarding the 16X. But look at that, see? Double insulated. Every time I pick up food, it goes in one of these bags, which has its own thermal insulation. See? Bluetooth disconnected. You know what just happened? Wait, where's my freaking phone? Oh, there it is. You know what I reckon just happened? I reckon I just blocked the signal with this, you know, metallic material. And it just disconnected the Bluetooth. Do you hear that? But anyway, the food goes in there. And then this goes in there. Bluetooth disconnected. See that? It blocked the signal. But yeah, so that's what I do. Guys, when food goes in here, right, when I deliver a hot meal, it comes out steaming hot. Because it's double insulated, right? I've got thermal insulation here, I've got thermal insulation there. And then like a pizza can go under there. It's sweet. I love, like, people appreciate it. I get tips here and there, even though tips are very uncommon here in this country. Tips are like unheard of. In restaurants, tips don't even exist. And when you're doing Uber Eats, you get like 1% tips. Like, say every $100 you make, you'll make like $1 in tips. But I've been making a bit more because, yeah, I've been taking pride in my work. You know, it takes an extra second or two, but it's worth it. Pigeon just landed. Oh, you didn't see it. I'll talk about my gear in a sec, like I said. Yeah, so the other thing I was going to say though, I was dead wrong about this thing, guys. Dead wrong. I've been, like, even, guys, I had a trip the other day. It was I think it was 17 kilometers from the shop to the house. All uphill the whole way. It was like into the mountains or something. There was no phone reception almost. Like, when I got there, I could barely get any signal. And I still got there pretty fast. Like, I reckon if I was in my van or any car, I would have got there slower because there was all this traffic before getting onto the mountain road. Just to get onto that mountain road, there was like a mile long of deadlocked traffic. And I just cruised straight through that like nothing. And then when I got to the mountain road, it's an 80 zone. It's a 1-lane road, all windy, uphill, 80 k's an hour, guys. I had no idea I was going up there. Like, when I saw the delivery, I had no idea it was going to be like that. If I knew, I probably would have cancelled it, guys. It was kind of ridiculous. Because I kept looking back like, dude, there's going to be cars like speeding up behind me. And all these corners, like blind corners. So I was like, whenever I had a chance to go fast, I would just gun it. And then look back, kept looking back. And waiting for a little section where I could wait on the side, do you know what I mean? Because it's such a narrow road. There were times like, if a car came up behind me, I would have just had to, they would have just had to wait behind me, right? There was nowhere to go. So I kept looking for parts of the road where there's a little bit of like side area, you know what I mean? Like just a little bit. And I had several times I had to like sneak into one and let a car cruise by, you know, or like several cars. Yeah, it was pretty hectic. But yeah, that brings me on to something else. It pays pretty good, guys. It pays pretty damn good. Let me give you an example. The other day, I picked up an order from Hungry Jack's, right? And you probably won't even believe this. It was 2 bags of Hungry Jack's, and I delivered one to one house and another to another house. It didn't take long at all. And I got $20. It was like $19 something. $20 for one delivery. When I did that, I was like, how does I even afford that? Like, when you buy food from Uber Eats, you only get charged like $5 or $7 for the delivery. So how do they pay me 20? I don't know, but they do, guys. The long one I talked about, the one I told you up the mountain road, I got $21, I think, for that delivery. But that took ages. Like, that took freaking like half an hour or something. But yeah, it's pretty good pay. If you are working non-stop, like if you got constant deliveries, you would probably make $40 an hour, I reckon. Probably a bit more. But since I'm not getting that, if I was in the city, I probably could get that, but I'm not. I'm in a pretty like non-busy area. It's not very dense. There's not many restaurants close by to each other. Everything's kind of far away. And I don't get many deliveries when I'm waiting for an order in my area. So I'm making like $20 an hour, but I'm not working constantly, right? Like right now, this is work. I'm just chilling in a park. And actually, to be honest, right now I'm offline. I'm gonna go online right now. And when you hear that noise, right, look, I'm gonna go online. See, that means I'm online. That came through the 16X. But when I get a job, you'll hear the noise it makes when I get a delivery. And it's so loud, guys. It's what you heard just then was nothing. Yeah, so it's like $20 an hour. Working half the time. So it's like 1 hour of work, 1 hour of break, 1 hour of work, 1 hour of break. You're not working constantly. It's awesome though, isn't it? Right? You just go anywhere you want. Anywhere, like anywhere you got phone reception, basically, you can work. I could go to another country and just deliver food, you know? It's so easy. You just follow the map. I mean, it couldn't be simpler. A monkey could do this job. And man, there's so many things like I wanted to say, guys, but what I was gonna say next. The skateboard, the car, the van, the wheel, can of Coke? No, I don't know what I was gonna say, guys. Fuck. There's lots of scooters. I can see a lot of scooters out today. But yeah, look, I'll show you quickly where we are. Beautiful, isn't it? And that's over there. There's a little island full of birds. It's like, you've seen it. If you've seen my old videos, you would have seen it. But it's like 30 meters long. 100 feet long. Man, what was I gonna say? The wheel. Oh yeah, that's right. So roughly, every percent of battery you use, you make about $1.20. That's the rate. For my 16X, that is. If you had a bigger battery, you'd make more per percent, obviously. But basically what I've been doing, I'll use half the battery and then I'll recharge. So I make about $60 roughly on 50% of the battery. And on my first day though, somehow I made $100 on half the battery. I was down to 48% and I had already made $100. I don't know how that worked out. And I was like, dude, this is crazy. So I could make $200 off the full charge on the King Song. And I could make 400 off the Sherman. But it wasn't to be. It was, I don't know how I made that much on the first day. I reckon it was because I must have done something in the van and I forgot or something. Yeah, but $1.20 per percent is pretty good still. You can burn that battery up pretty quick, you know. And so what I do, I drain it down to that, to halfway, and then I go home, put it on charge, and then I might do a few more jobs in my van while it's on charge. And I like mixing it up like that because you get tired, guys, like riding this thing constantly all day. Oh, this freaking fell over. You get tired, you know. It's like Something I never mentioned before is that when you ride a lighter EUC compared to a heavy one, you get more tired. It might be counterintuitive, but it makes sense because when you're riding the Sherman or any heavy EUC like that, it's so stable that you don't need to do much. You can just kind of stand on it and it just does its own thing. You know, like on rough roads especially. When you're riding this thing, you're constantly doing little movements and tweaking the angle of the wheel. You're doing a lot more work because it's so much less stable. So your feet are constantly readjusting and it's tiring. It's really tiring. On your ankles, it's your ankles, right? It's like, I mean, it's not that bad to be honest, but you feel like a break, you know? After you make like $100 on this, you feel like just, I get in my van, right? And I'm like, dude, this van is sick. You know, I love this van, you know? It's weird like that. The wheel makes you appreciate the van more, or any car. And the car makes you appreciate the wheel. So I'm kind of like getting the best of both worlds. Like by the time I'm tired of this, I get in the van, I'm like, dude, this is sick. I'm in this freaking air-conditioned cabin. You know, it's like there's so much more that the wheel doesn't provide. But then you get stuck in traffic and you're like, dude, I wish I had my wheel right now. And sometimes what I've done a few times now is I have the wheel in the back of the van. So if I get stuck in traffic, I just ditch the van and jump on the wheel and cruise. You know, like, you just gotta remember where you left the van though. Or even in that situation where I said, when you got to park at a big shopping mall and you're really far from the entrance, well, if you had your wheel with you, that would help, wouldn't it? If you had to go a quarter mile just to pick up the food and then another quarter mile back to the van, well, you save a bit of time there. And time is money. Time is money, and this shit's getting too long, guys. So let's end it here, and I might put the rest of the video in like part 2 for the next video. Or maybe the next video will be something new.
Thanks, man.
Maybe leave a comment down below saying what you think I should do. Maybe just scrap the rest.